Okay, so boom. I'm living in Boston, Massachusetts, and I get a call from my mom. Chisom, come home to New York. I'm throwing you a graduation party. You know how Nigerian moms are. They'll throw you a wedding without even letting you know. If you know, you know. Okay? Okay. So I go, oh, Mom, I have to work early on Monday. I don't have time for this. She goes, oh, well, I've already sent out the invitations. So what do? I buy a ticket to the Greyhound bus. I get there using an Uber shared. You know those Ubers where like multiple people will be in the same car? Oh, baby, that was my bag because it was cheap and convenient. I get to the Greyhound station in enough time and I hop on the bus. Once I get to Staten Island, we begin to start planning for the party. We plan the decorations. I buy an outfit from the Staten Island Mall. If you know, you know. And then Saturday comes. I get ready, I decorate the hall, and we begin the party. Now, if you know anything, and I mean anything about Nigerian parties, you know that they spray that cash. And one thing's for sure, two things for certain, as an Igbo girl, I'm gonna get all of it. So you know what I do? All of my aunties and uncles are celebrating my college graduation and I'm dancing in front of all of them because I need them to drop every dollar they have. Don't leave nothing. You're not going home with nothing. So I dance in front of all of them until all that money is on the ground. Once that's set to go, I tell my mom, listen, girl, I gotta go. My bus back to Boston is leaving in a couple of minutes and I need to get out of here. She goes, okay, no problem, and calls a nun to drive me to Newark Penn Station. So the nun, obviously, she's some old frail lady. She's sitting there in her little June bug car, driving like this, so close to the steering wheel. But I don't care because I need to get to the station to get back to Boston to go to work the next morning. I gotta go to work at 5 o'clock a.m. So as the nun is pulling up right to New York Penn Station, I see my bus driving away. I say, oh no, surely this cannot be. Once she pulls up to the side of the curb, I jump out, I say, thank you. Give her a couple of dollars, you know, after what I made. And I go to the station. Hey, has the bus to Boston left? They say, yeah, that was the bus you just saw make a left. OMG. What am I gonna do? I go, okay, when's the next bus? They tell me, not for another 4 hours. 4 hours? The trip from Newark to Boston is already like 6 hours, and I gotta go to work at 5 a.m. Oh, well, I don't have a choice. So I wait there with all the, you know, characters that are in Newark Penn Station. And finally, 9 p.m. rolls around and I get on the bus. Once I get on the bus, I sleep, I wake up. Now, a couple of years ago, if you know, you know, the Uber shared was all the rage. And I'm broke, man. I just graduated college. I don't got too much money on me. You know what I'm talking about? So I call an Uber shared. After all, it's like 3 a.m. There's no way there's gonna be another rider. Wrong! Not only was there one rider, there wasn't two. There were 3 other riders that got dropped off before me. So by the time I get home from that long ass ride after missing my bus, after dancing my ass off, it's 4:45 a.m. I need to leave for work at 5:15 a.m. in order to get to work on time. It was so bad that the Uber driver even said, it's never happened like this. I've never had 3 rides in a row before I could drop another passenger off. I say, well, what are you gonna do? And I sleep for 30 minutes before I gotta get up for work. Now, one thing about it, 2 things for sure. I do not run on low sleep. So by the time I got up and out the door from my job, I was exhausted. But it doesn't matter to me though, because we're going to the University of Rhode Island. You see, I used to work at this like chemical plant where we used to go to pharmacies, hospitals, that kind of thing, and pack up their old chemicals. So I say, you know what? I'm going to get a chance to sleep on the ride from Boston to URI. Except this day, I'm with a man I've never seen before. And he pops the key over to me and goes, Chi, you're driving. I say, I don't have a CDL, but you do. You need to drive. He goes, it doesn't matter, or I'll supervise. Illegal. But I felt the pressure. I was young. I was a new grad, whatever. I end up driving from Boston to URI, half asleep, so much so that I literally almost crashed into the highway. Thank God for God protecting me. I ended up getting to URI safely. So once we get to their labs, you know, we're packing up the chemicals, we're doing our 1 and 2, but I'm so exhausted. And I'm working with a team of about 3 guys. Before we know it, it's lunchtime, and we go on our lunch break on some kind of like fish and chip shack on campus. Now, this is where the real tea begins. As we're eating our fish and chips, I begin to talk to the guys. Now, it's me, a young black girl, I'm like 21 years old, with 3 white guys who are way older. They've been at this company for years, and they're super jaded. They ask me, hey, Chi, how do you like the work? I say, it's grueling, but it doesn't matter to me, though, because in 3 months, I'm going to be an environmental consultant, and then I don't have to, pack all the chemicals. I'm going to be one of the ones, coming to the jobs and assessing what the work is. I could feel the energy shift in that fish shack. They looked at me with some kind of envy that I've never experienced before. But you know what? I chalked it up to, it is what it is. I mean, you guys didn't apply for it. I did out of college. What do you want me to do? A girl's got to do what she got to do. Keep that in your back pocket. So we go back to the lab after lunch, and I'm so exhausted. Guys, think about it. I've slept 30 minutes. I was on a ride from Staten Island to Newark to Boston. I didn't sleep. I was in an Uber shared with 3 other people, etc., etc. And we were waiting for some documentation from the head of the department in order to proceed our work. So I said, hey guys, while we wait for this documentation, can I just take a little nap? I mean, a little nap. I'm exhausted. And we can't work until the guy comes. So can I take a 20-minute nap? They say, oh, go ahead, Chi, do your thing. I say, thank you, guys. I appreciate it. So I take a 20-minute nap. The head of the department comes, gives us the paper to continue working, and we begin on the work. Now it's Monday morning, and I pull up at work. I get a call from my boss. Ring, 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 ring. I'm literally about to step in the van to go to the next location. When I answer, hey, boss, how you doing? He goes, I'm good, Chi. Come to the office. I say, no, I can't. We're about to go to another location. He goes, no, come to the office. I say, okay. I step into the office. I'm told to sit down. I sit down. I'm looking around. The head of HR comes and they say, thank you, Chief, for your service, but we will no longer be needing you. You're fired. I said, what? Fired? I moved from school straight to Boston for this job. What do you mean, fired? They go, you were sleeping on the job. I said, no. I wasn't sleeping on the job per se. I was taking a nap while we were waiting for the head of the department to come back with the documentation. The head of HR slides a picture towards me in A4 paper. I pick it up, look at it, and nonetheless, it's me taking a nap while we were waiting for the head of the department. Those weasels, their jealousy that a young black girl was going to be their boss soon made them allow me to sleep while they took a picture and reported me. OMG. This was my first bout of betrayal. I couldn't believe it. I'm looking at them. I go, is there anything I can do to change your mind? They say no. I take the paper, fold it up, put it in the back of my pocket, and say, okay, and shake all of their hands. Guys, listen to this. I was making way below minimum wage, an exhausted worker that was having to pack chemicals in the middle of the night all day for 16 hours. I was so tired and delirious that it didn't even register to me that I had gotten fired because I just wanted to go home and sleep. I take the bus back home, get to my house, and take such a deep sleep nap that I haven't had in the last 3 months that I thought I was in another world. When I wake up, the shock hits me. Oh my gosh, I have moved my whole life to Boston and I have just lost my job. I try what I can to get another job in the city, but it just wasn't working. Eventually, I call my mom. She comes to pick me up and drives me back to Staten Island to start my life afresh. I felt like a failure. Wow. After all these dreams of, graduating college and going right towards the big leagues, I've lost my job and have to go right back home. But let me tell you something. That was the best thing that ever happened to me. Not only did I get to recollect myself, catch up on the sleep that I had lost the whole summer, and be around family and friends, and went on to work for Fortune 500 companies, as well as Google. Shout out to you guys. So let me tell you guys something. Sometimes that betrayal that you think is going to ruin your life is the best thing that has ever and will ever happen to you. Not only that, but after moving back to New York, I was able to gain the confidence, the spunk, and the flair to become the best influencer you guys have ever seen. So let me tell you something, especially black women. Sometimes things seem like a betrayal. Sometimes things seem like you're going to be down and out forever. But they can never count a black girl out. So whenever something looks like it's going downhill, thank God, because he's redirecting you towards your purpose. Okay? Okay. Bye, guys.